Well, fire crews are hoping to get full containment of the Thompson Ridge fire, hopefully as early as this week.
Yeah, but once again, a lot of it depends on the weather. We'll check back in with Kristen in just a minute. But first, the Thompson Ridge fire is now scorched more than 20,000 acres. It is 40% contained. However, it is growing on the south side. Because of that, Highway 4 is now closed. So if you're headed from this area to Los Alamos, you're going to have to find another way. That could take hours.
But a lot of them use the Highway 4 as a corridor into Los Alamos.
Well, today firefighters are going to focus on the south side of the fire. They say it's holding pretty well on the northeast and the west sides right now.
Meanwhile, fire crews on the Tres Laguna fire are moving up to mop up operations. This is a good thing. The fire that is burning in the northern mountains is now about 45% contained. Evacuation orders are still in effect for areas north of Windy Bridge. And we are expected to learn more about the fire that is burning in the Gila sometime today after a community meeting was held there in Hillsboro. Lightning caused this wildfire. Officials are calling it the Silver Fire. It's burning about 7 miles southwest of Kingston, and it is at least burning at 1,000 acres right now. This is a picture sent to us by a viewer. Firefighters are having some problems getting to the fire because of the steep, rugged terrain. Crews have called in for air tankers and helicopters to help out. By the way, Highway 152, 35 miles east of Bayward to 10 miles west of Hillsboro, has been closed. Several campgrounds in the area are also off limits. Also happening this morning, the dry conditions and high fire danger are forcing the closure of a popular area to hike and bike right here in Albuquerque.
Yeah, we're talking about the Sandia Mountains, and right now, unfortunately, we have no idea when they're going to open again. So at 8 this morning, the Sandias pretty much going to be completely off limits. This includes the Sandia and Mountain Air Ranger districts of the Cibola National Forest. You'll not be allowed to camp, bike, or even go walking or hiking in the mountains or drive up to the crest. You can still take the tram to Sandia Peak, but you will have to stay in the developed areas, and you can use Trail 365 in the foothills. So as you can imagine, as you can see there, the trails were packed this weekend with folks getting in one last hike and bike ride.
I am so disappointed. I am really disappointed. I really wish that they'd keep it open, but I mean, I understand it's for fire safety hazards, but I'm really hoping that if we pray, maybe we can get some rain and they'll reopen them.
Unfortunately, I talked to rangers a couple weeks ago. They said that may not happen for at least another month. You should know if you break the rules and you get caught, even without any kind of fires up there, the fines are going to be steep, costing you hundreds of dollars. On top of that, part of the Bosque in Albuquerque is about to be closed.
And you guessed it, it's also because of the drought and dry conditions. The closure starts at 8 this morning. It will be closed until further notice. People will need to stay on designated trails or they could face a $500 fine. Officials say the fire danger is just too high. Some folks tell us they don't mind the partial closure.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea because I think the fire danger is extreme. So I agree completely with closing as much of the public spaces as we can to prevent fires.
And don't forget, the Bosque is completely closed in counties north and south of here. For a full list of closures, head to KRQE links.
All right, Kristen just asked a very good question. She said, can I still get my run in the Bosque? You can. You just have to stay on the trails that are very well marked. You are allowed on the dirt ones, but you cannot wander off of them. Those fines start at $500.
Well, don't know if I'll be running this week because of the heat.
Yeah, you better go early or very late.
Early.
But talking about the fires and the weather, Mother Nature going to help these firefighters out today?
Well, it was a little tough over the weekend for the first half anyway when those winds really kicked up overnight Saturday night. But fortunately, the winds brought in a little bit of humidity. So yesterday, even after the wind kind of caused some of the fire to go a little bit out of control over in the Jemez Mountains, the humidity has helped things out and the winds have died down and the winds are going to be light through today. Still hanging on to just a little bit of moisture. You can see 40 to 50% humidity right now up in the northern mountains. Winds are going to change direction, though, becoming more westerly as we go through the day. And even though they won't be strong, they are going to draw in some dry air, and so things are going to dry out a bit. Look at the Thompson Ridge fire forecast here, and temperatures going up quickly. It will be a hot one for the firefighters. A tough day with the heat around 95 the high, but winds will get up near out of the southwest up near 10 to 15 miles an hour, but the humidity going down big time, down to 9%, and there will be the chance for a stray storm. Hopefully that won't be the case because we're really not going to get any rain out of the storms that develop in this kind of dry heat. Only the lightning that could just produce more problems. But overall, at least the winds are staying light, so that is a little bit of a help for the firefighters.
Make sure you stay with us, KRQE News 13, for the latest on the wildfires and the fire restrictions. You can also get up-to-date information anytime you would like. That's at krqe.com.
A man accused of hitting a deputy and making threats to him claims that he was actually the victim. According to a criminal complaint, investigators say 41-year-old Joe Montano was involved in a fight on Rio Bravo. When a deputy told him to stop, the sheriff's office says Montano advanced towards the deputy. The complaint states that the deputy used pepper spray to get Montano under control and was arrested. Now, while at the jail, Montano allegedly became aggressive again and kicked the same deputy in the face. Now, sheriff officials say Montano then threatened to kill the deputy's family and put him on a hit list. Now, in court over the weekend, Montano told the judge he was the actual victim.
I don't know how to go about to file a complaint against the officers that took me to NBC. I don't know what the reason was, but we pulled over at my exit and I was taken out of the vehicle and thrown on the asphalt floor. And then he picked me up and then took me to jail.
Montano has a long criminal history, including 5 felony convictions. He has already bonded out of jail.
Well, the man police say tried to meet up with a 12-year-old girl for sex is still behind bars this morning. Officers picked up this man, Andrew Mann, in Albuquerque on Saturday. They say he thought he was texting a 12-year-old girl and trying to get her to sleep with him, but really, it was an undercover cop. Police say Mann met up with whom he thought was the girl, and well, that's when he got arrested. Officers also arrested 3 other men last Thursday, saying they were also trying to have sex with the said 12-year-old girl. Opening statements are set for this morning in the trial of the former Albuquerque police officer accused of murdering his wife. Levi Chavez is facing first-degree murder charges. Prosecutors say he shot and killed his wife Tara with his police gun at their home in Los Lunas back in 2007. Chavez's attorneys say, no, it was a suicide. This trial could last 6 weeks. We'll be in court today. We'll let you know what happens.